Sorry when I show up on YouTube, but anyone that watches this is worthless.
Well, that's
I told you
that's
I was
a
going to open up an insult.
that's a way to start it. All right, gamers and gamettes, what's up? My name is Tanek127, and welcome to our brand new podcast. Do you even console MMO, bro? AKA DYECMOB. And God, I cannot picture myself looking somebody in the eye, sticking my chest out, and saying, "We are DYECMOB."
I won't do that. Ever.
I can't. Like, yo, and you can even ask Aki. Ever since I came up with that name, I have not been able to say the abbreviated version with a straight face. But anyway, guys, got the usual suspects with me. Y'all remember them from the last show? Asylum X Prodcutions, and of course, a Shiny Luxray. Asylum, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing all right. Work was boring. Shorter blade is acting up. But other than that, we Gucci.
Shiny, how about you, man?
I'm alright, partner.
Oh God, I wish you guys could have heard our post-stream commentary. That was the best. Shiny was getting freaky with me. And look, my wife's in the chat right now. See? Oh, Shiny, you almost had me get caught. I was been caught cheating. See? If I would have turned this show on.
We was in the text chat going crazy, son. We didn't give a damn she was there.
Yeah, they're talking about like taking each other's cheeks and.
Hold on, what?
Not
Do
even
either of you have
we-
photographic evidence of this?
Yes.
Of course we do.
Oh, you do?
It's on
Yes.
the Xbox chat. You remember? The group chat.
Oh, funny. Okay. You're going to bring up the old one where you do have evidence.
Yes. Why wouldn't we?
Now I'm scared because you guys would actually make smart criminals seeing how quick y'all pulled that off.
I am a sociopath. I have not hidden this.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, welcome. Thank you, Babe, for being our first viewer. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, hello, YouTube. These will be uploaded there as well. Probably either the same night, day after. I don't know. We'll see. Try and get this schedule with this thing balanced just a little bit. But we got a juicy show for y'all tonight. Especially with one of our topics, because this is something Asylum's been waiting to do for a very, very long time.
Hang on, let me check my last upload for this particular subject.
No problem. Take your time.
Because it's okay. So going back. It should still be in my channel. 5 years.
Sheesh. Yeah, that has been a little bit.
Wait, it might be a little longer actually. Hang on. That's not so much Neverwinter, some Call of Duty stuff. Okay, yeah, 5 years. Just had to make sure.
So, excuse me, for tonight's episode, we are going to go ahead and start out with probably one of my favorite MMOs that I've covered on my channel. Well, I'm not going to say favorite at this current point in time because I have an up and down relationship with this game. Right now, I'm on the downside.
It's
Obviously.
Right now, it's been on the down for years.
No, not for years. It was on the upside when the Switch version came out, and then I played it for about a month or so, and I got reminded how much bullshit there was.
You guys have to go to the Switch. It's not making enough.
But anyway, guys, our first topic of tonight's show is going to be Skyforge and its problems. And the reason I wanted to make this the first topic I address with this new podcast is because not only do I have a long experience with this game, but the two individuals I have with me today, they both have traveled with me on this road multiple times. Asylum has went through the PlayStation and Xbox phase with me on Skyforge. Aki here in the chat. Y'all already know she's been there from day one. Shiny, I actually met him through Xbox Skyforge. And not to mention, both of these guys have raided with me.
The one good thing that came out of Skyforge was Shiny.
Yep, him and Cat.
I barely even talked to him, I'm not gonna lie.
And yeah, so these two are probably the most two qualified people I know to discuss this with me. Besides Aki, I think the only other three people I could think of that I would like to have here to discuss this topic, if I had to pick, probably Aki, BB, and Sora. I would safely say those three could probably give some pretty good input.
BB could give really good input because one of the issues that they have involved both me and BB. She was stupid.
Well, go ahead, since you've been one of the people with some of the biggest problems with the game, and you were starting to notice some of the crappy things first. You go ahead and start us off, and then
let's see here where to start, because there's a few areas where I could start.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the classes and how you obtain them. So there's two ways you can get classes in Skyforge. You could farm for the currency, but get this: there's only one way to farm for that currency. Well, I guess there's two ways. One way is, well, actually, I guess the other route's technically quicker depending on your skill level. So you could do PvP, or I believe you could do raids. If I remember correctly,
and that'll actually credit more to what you're saying, because the sparks of transformation, they only have a chance to drop in raids or dungeons. So the only place that gives them guaranteed is PvP.
Yeah, it's PvP, and PvP in Skyforge is not fun. PvP, just to get into PvP in Skyforge, you have to queue up, and sometimes those queues can go up for a couple hours. If you're really unlucky, it can go up to like 4 hours. I think at one point me and BB were queued up, waiting for a PvP queue for about 4 hours.
I believe it.
Finally got one. It took, I believe, about 5 days worth of farming PvP. And that's a quick way. That's a quick way to unlock a fucking... I was trying to get the Alchemist. I was doing PvP with the fucking Witch.
I remember when you were working on that, because the Alchemist was one of the first classes you wanted. That's right. I do remember that.
It took me about 5 days to get enough sparks of transformation to get the Alchemist. And that was through PvP, which the PvP in itself really is not fun, because balance? What's balance? Balance doesn't fucking exist.
Yeah, there's no balance. It's what is it?
I think it's like Revenant and Gunslinger and PvP are like really
Revenant and Outlaw rule everything in PvP. If last time I checked.
Last time I checked, those were the two like reigning supreme in the PvP scene. Dear God, it makes so many fights just draw out. Because like the good thing about the Witch is that she can like transform you into like a cat. The bad thing is like D&D's polymorph, where it's like if you take away the HP of the cat, they just transform back into the person themselves. And it's like, oh no, I'm in danger. And then they fuck you in the ass with either a great axe or 2 pistols. And that, like I said, that's the quick way. Because at least that's guaranteed. The other way is by doing raids. These long-ass segments of play, which are usually pretty difficult if you have an incredibly incompetent team setup. Luckily, me and Tanek and our group were pretty competent, because I play like a control archer. Tanek, I don't even know what Tanek played because he kept switching. You were a Revenant. You were that fire one at one point.
Yeah, I was using Revenant. I used Berserker. Yeah, I played a lot of different classes in there.
Oh, I'm not even going to give you a class. You can fucking switch it. I think Aki was like one of the magic classes.
Aki was Control Wizard for a while, then she switched to
Control.
the nature one. I can't think of what that class is
Oh,
called. Shit.
I'm just gonna call it Druid.
Yeah. But they got a weird ass name for it in Skyforge. I can't think what it's called.
I don't fucking care what Skyforge called it. It was basically just a Druid. But like I keep pretty much stuck to like the magic like support class, like magical support classes. I stuck with the range support for Archer. You were just pretty much DPS with all the classes you chose.
Basically.
And you know when it's like when you have a full group, sure, like a raid might not be super difficult. The issue is we never had a full group. We always had at least one or two people that weren't part of our group that were fucking brain dead. Quote unquote tanks. And by tanks, I mean they would get thrown off the map into like an instant death zone. Oh, let's not even get to some of the mechanics of the raid. Where it's just like, if you're off by half a second, you just die. Everyone just dies. Or the ones where if you die, everyone has to wipe because the one person that died is actually needed for the rotation. So then you have to do the whole segment over again.
That's one thing that does bug me. There were a lot of times when Skyforge pre-launch on PlayStation 4, where they told us in Discord that the game would always be balanced by like the community's current level and stuff like that. Some of those raids and crap, I'm sorry, I just really cannot believe that. Because there were so many times we were overgeared for something and
yet we all got one shot. It was stupid. Not even to mention like the drop chances of like some items. Like say you needed like an artifact item for your class, whatever your class was.
Mm-hmm.
The drop rates were fucked. Hell, and not only that, there was like some classes like if you did a raid, you're supposed to get like that particular drop. Sometimes that wouldn't even happen. Hell, one of the raids that we did, I'm playing my archer, I get an artifact that one I don't need. Two, Tenek needed. Because it directly benefited his class.
I remember that too.
No trading. Yeah, I got an artifact item from one of the raids that I never used because I didn't benefit from it. The drop rates and like the drop tables for the raids were fucked. And they probably still are fucked. But let's be fair, it's my game. It's my games now, isn't it? They changed from my.com. Which is another really stupid thing to do because it doesn't change your reputation whatsoever. Everyone still knows you as my.com. The people who do not listen to their fucking community.
Oh yeah, and I have an example of that too later. I can't wait. It's gonna be one of the biggest bombs I drop on my games in Skyforge. We're gonna save that towards the end of this discussion. Because when I tell you guys what I'm gonna say, your eyes are gonna pop and y'all are gonna be like, holy shit.
Oh god. Dude, the fucking story, like the locked sections of the game that you couldn't even do until you beat the fucking main story. Which is also, again, really stupid. Because, it's Skyforge supposed to be an MMO. You're supposed to be able to, like, join your friends.
Yeah, the limitations they had on multiplayer in the beginning were just... and from the last time I played it, I don't know how it is right this second. Because the last time I tried to play it was a few months ago. Me and Aki were taking a peek into it.
Yeah,
we were trying to... my oldest son, right? We were trying to help him get started in it because he wanted to check it out. And we literally couldn't queue up in any of his missions with him. Like those basic story ones that they call, the quote-unquote yellow brick road. We couldn't do a damn one with them.
Not even a yellow brick road. Oh, God. Okay, another thing. With, like, the main story missions. Dear God. Can you copy and paste any more fucking levels? Like, literally, they're just copy and pasted, sometimes mirrored. Like the city ones, they were all just the same routes and everything, just mirrored or slightly rotated. There was no difference. The forest ones, mirrored or rotated. There was just one level design that they would just move slightly. It's like, oh yeah, that's your new level. That you have to fight these
And you know what the funny thing is too?
Wait,
They might.
hang on.
What's up?
What the fuck are the name of like the insectoid enemies?
The insect.
Those are like one of the most annoying ones.
Yeah, those
Like,
dickheads with the wings. I know who you're talking about. Because they're in that one mission where you gotta save that little village. I know exactly.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's those fucking bugs.
God, I'm forgetting all the names of the races and everything now. I usually know this game like the back of my hand, but as soon as we get a podcast going up, brain fart.
Nah, fuck it. They don't deserve to be named properly. None of them do. You have the bugs, the fishmen, the robots from space that want to commit genocide. I think there's like 2 more. Other gods. Because, of course, Skyforge is a game about gods. But wait, it's also sci-fi. But wait, it's also fantasy. Which genre are you choosing? Oh, but wait, we're also MMO. But we're also RPG. I swear to God, if you don't fucking just pick a category, I'm going to strangle somebody. Just pick one. You don't get to be like, oh yes, we want all of this, and just mash it into a hodgepodge of a game. Another thing, the combat was like, yeah, it was like, you weren't necessarily locked into place like a turn-based RPG. It sure as hell felt like you were. It legitimately felt like a turn-based RPG in an MMO.
I do think the ranged classes, they could have felt a lot better. The melee and Skyforge, it feels really good. I'll give them that.
Yeah. Oh shit, Shiny. Hop on in.
Skyforge. I don't say this a lot about. I don't literally say this about a lot of games that are out today and actually be real about it. Like, majority of the time I say this, I be trolling. But for Skyforge, bro, the game is fucking trash.
God.
Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. It is.
Like, they know it's bad. They know it's so bad. You remember when they tried doing they tried making a whole battle royale mode.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, don't remind me. I was just telling my son about that a couple weeks ago. As a matter of fact. Oh.
That's another.
God, I was so pissed when that trailer released, and I can't remember who was the community manager at the time, but they swore to me, and they were just like, "Yeah, no, the My Games team has had this in development for so long." Bullshit. Yeah, we're trying to jump off the hype of Fortnite just like everybody else.
They were like, we just got to get it out there fast enough, bro. We just got to get it out there as fast as possible.
Oh God. Remember when they added a battle pass?
Yep. And here's the funny thing about that. I'm gonna stop you guys right there. There was no reason for Skyforge to make a battle pass. You wanna know why? I'm gonna tell you guys something. And this is how blind My Games is with their damn games. This is one example. They invented the battle pass. Do you guys remember their little events that would go on for 14 or 21 days? And you had to keep grinding credits and throwing them into it. And every single tier...
got the fish.
Yeah, and every single tier you would get a reward?
Yeah.
What's that called? Battle Pass! Yeah, the event pass. Thank you, babe.
God, I remember having to sink so many credits into that stupid fucking battle pass.
Yeah, dude. They invented battle passes and they don't even know it. Like...
God, I fucking hate Skyforge.
Oh. And like, the thing is, like, the thing that annoys me about Skyforge is they have the roots there to be a solid game. This is what makes me mad. Y'all have the action combat. Your raids actually aren't terrible, and the one thing about it is the things they do right, they don't add more of to that game.
Well,
yeah, honestly, the raids really aren't that bad.
Yeah, like the raids weren't bad. Honestly,
because the scaling of them was trash.
Yeah, the scaling was terrible.
Yeah, the scaling was bad, but the raids themselves, they were fine.
I will say, as someone who loves like level design, the raids were good. Like
Yeah,
the
they were
raids would
cool. They
have
looked very
custom
cool.
maps. Like
Yeah.
they put like a lot of time into the raids.
Yep, like Operation Medea, Ophelia, and Isabella. They have all sat there for years with nothing done to them. No other raids added. No other distortions added. The things they are really good at, they don't double down on. They keep taking these other weird inspirations and they're so obsessed with having this stupid mobile-like monetization. Like, oh my god. And they keep fooling the whole planet, which is another thing that pisses me off. Because I'll see so many larger MMO creators, make these like sponsored first impressions of Skyforge and stuff like that. And it'll make Skyforge seem like a decent game because from first glance, it is. The problems don't start until you're buried in it, until you're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours in. Until you've won a few seasons and it's impossible for you to catch up. Or if you take a break for a few weeks and you're screwed.
Or unless you play through multiple consoles.
Yeah, like we have.
Yes. Yeah, it's next. Add another genre, open world. Now, I will say, their open world level design, again, looked good.
Yeah, and they didn't double down on that either.
Yeah, they didn't double down on that. The issue, and like another like small issue with that was, so like how there would be like raids, not raids, like the current invading enemy type.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time, if you went like to the plane section of like one of the open worlds, like say it was like the machine ones that want to commit genocide for like the enemy type invading, it wouldn't be the machines there usually unless there's an event going on. It'd be the insects.
Yeah.
Like they weren't consistent with
the invasions, yeah.
Which is again, that's another thing that I noticed and it kept pissing me off. And like that's just coming from like the RPG player in me, because your boy over here loves RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
He's currently replaying through Dragon's Dogma. He's waiting for Dragon's Dogma 2. Like I played the fuck out of Skyrim, and admittedly Skyrim is not a good game. Like I love RPGs. Skyforge is trying to be too many things, but because of that, it becomes nothing.
Yeah, and another thing too, to add on to what you were saying, is another cool idea. I don't know why they didn't do this. Like, literally theme everything that's going on in the game around the current invasion. Like, let's say it's the Fight Night invasion. New players who are just starting and they're doing their Yellow Brick Road missions, have a bunch of extra Fight Knives attack them during those missions. Or, something. Do something to prepare them for what endgame's like. Like one thing about that game, and this is why a lot of, bigger creators who are paid to, showcase this game and everything like that, they don't get to see the impression that's, after Skyforge's endgame. Skyforge's early game and endgame are two different things. And just
somewhat, yeah.
I don't.
The major difference is you go from having absolutely no power as not even a god, that just as someone who came back from the dead, to hooray, I'm a god. Why am I getting my ass beat still? Unless you went. Another thing that just came to me. So obviously, each class has like their upgrade path that you have to do to like max with the class and shit.
Right.
And then you unlock your godly form. Congratulations, you have a whole new path that you have to upgrade.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's so many different things to level, upgrade, throw money into. So why? Why do you have this mobile-like leveling and monetization system? We are MMO players. We want to run dungeons, get gear, raid, rinse and repeat. Every other MMORPG out there seems to know this, but them.
Yeah, like stop trying to be an RPG and just be an MMO. For the love of God, I swear to god, I'm going to hurt somebody if I go to my godly form and it does nothing because, oh yeah, you didn't upgrade your cathedral. You don't have enough people praying to you.
Oh
I'm
yeah, you need
fucking
more knowledge of
sorry.
enemies. You need to upgrade this. You need to upgrade that. Oh, by the
Fuck
way, we're
knowledge
going
of
to add
enemies.
a skill tree for every single new function you get in the game. Why?
Fuck the knowledge of enemies. I actually really did not like the knowledge of enemies feature because that whole feature was stupid. Just stick with one.
Yeah.
Okay, there was the knowledge of
Cut all
enemies.
these
There was that one other
currencies down.
currency. There's credits.
Yeah, you got credits. You got enemy knowledge. You got argents to paid currency. You
Oh
have
yeah, oh yeah, the paid for your oh yeah. By
you
the way,
got
another way to buy classes, Argents, paid currency. Look at you, Tanak.
Yep. And you know what's funny? A lot of people whined when Skyforge first came out on PS4 about every class being 3 million credits. Because just for people to know, that's how classes were bought when Skyforge first came to console. They were just 3 million credits apiece.
Which people complain
That
wasn't bad.
was nothing
That was easy.
compared to what you're dealing with now.
Okay, well, not
I
only that.
wish the classes were 3 million credits. So, because you know what? I'd go buy them all right now.
Okay, not only that. Not only that. They had set up like the Yellow Brick Road missions
Mm-hmm.
to give you 3 million credits.
Yeah.
So you
that's
can
true.
look at a class and figure out which one you wanted to get and play.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, keep in mind, that's only for the console versions. The PC version, all of the classes are already free.
Yeah. I don't know about how it is now, but yeah. That used to be a thing on PC. All you had to do was run through the intro and you got the classes. Oh boy.
There are so many issues playing in Skyfall. Like that's why I won't touch it. I won't. Okay. Oh, another thing. The community for Skyforge is like for the people that are like really dedicated to the game are toxic as hell. Like, and when I say that, like I don't mean like League of Legends level toxic.
Mm-hmm.
But they're up there in terms of toxicity that I come across. Like they're slightly
They're
below.
probably on like that elitist wave.
Yeah.
I never really ran into them, but I'm pretty sure they would be in the elitist wave in terms of toxic.
Yeah, and I mean
There's a good number of elitists.
yeah, there's definitely some elitists on Skyforge. Some of the people that are dedicated to the game, but at the end of the day, that game's system forces people to get that way. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the game's making them be a dick,
totally,
but
no, you're totally right. You have to go so hard to get to the top without spending any money.
yeah,
It's so stupid.
yeah. And the thing is, right, the amount of money that you have to spend to even put a dent in your power in that game is ridiculous. Like, it has the most pointless pay to win I've ever seen. Because I went ahead and bought, like, I think it was like $60 or $70 worth of like enemy knowledge or credits one time, and I bought one with the other or something, and I just went ahead and put it all into my cathedral and stuff like that. I kept buying argents to renew this cathedral cap for the day and stuff like that, and it brought me up like 2 prestigious for like $70 worth of spending, and I was just like, yeah, okay, never again.
Yeah,
Like,
wasn't I there telling you not to do that, and then you did it anyways?
Yeah, because, well, I was doing it for an experiment for a damn video.
Yeah, it wasn't worth doing, was it?
No. I mean, the video did great. I made the money back easily, but...
Yeah, that's money that you could have used for literally anything else.
Yeah, I know.
Anything else more worthwhile.
Yeah, that's I literally spent a game upgrading my character in Skyforge, and it got me 2 prestige. Word to the wise, Skyforge is pay to win, but the pay to win even sucks.
Bro, 2K would do you better than that, and that's crazy.
Okay, here's the thing: Warframe has like a pay to progress system. That's still better than what Skyforge does.
Yeah, Warframe's systems ain't even bad. I mean, you have the option to like buy the new frames and stuff like that, but everything in there is grindable, and they tell you straight up, yo, the drop rates are crap. You're gonna be farming. Have fun.
Oh, don't remind me about night. Don't remember. God,
Yeah,
the night
but,
is the night is
Warframe
far.
was like is a lot more tameable in comparison to like Skyforge is just shitty about it, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of shitty. Like again, like just think like everything's grindable. Like say, of course, it takes like real life time to build something, but you don't have to wait that real life time. It gives you the option. Like, okay, do you want this now instead of having to grind for it? You would pay, I don't know, like let's say 50 platinum to rush like a frame,
Mm-hmm.
or like 25 platinum to rush a weapon, which is significantly cheaper than buying just a new frame or a new weapon.
Yeah, like, and that stuff's
They give
fine
you
because even at the end of the day, even if you buy one of those weapons and you get a special one off the PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, Steam, or whatever, guess what? That weapon is nothing but a cosmetic without the upgrades that you have to play the game for.
Yeah. Because mods is like everything.
Yeah, they literally are. Oh god, I feel so bad for anyone who's like just getting into Warframe. It's like, okay, so I need this one item, but I need to get to this planet. How do I get there? Oh yeah, well, it used to be you could just go there. Really? What changed? It's a linear path now.
Yeah,
What?
I
Yeah.
mean,
By
they're
the way, you
right.
have to go scan these fucking items. Oh, dang, I finally finished that one fucking thing.
I know.
I was getting really unlucky, and like so you have to like scan these data segments.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I needed one for the longest time.
Yeah,
They
I
weren't
remember.
they weren't spawning. I recently reinstalled the game.
And you
Went into
got
one
it.
of those, and I found it immediately. I'm like, finally, I can progress.
Because that was holding you back from your story, right?
Yes,
If I'm
it
not
was.
mistaken. Yeah. Okay.
Because I need to do the story in order to get to the new story segments,
Right.
like the new war. I can't do that yet because I had to deal with the bullshit. Because of course I'm playing on Xbox and I don't have my PS4 account because I don't have the access to the email that that was on my PS4 account because that email was ancient.
Yeah, I remember.
That was a really old email that I lost access to like years ago.
All right. So before I drop one last bomb on Skyforge and my games, any other Skyforge comments from either of you guys?
Let me think real quick. They didn't really have unique individual weapons. We already covered the ridiculously stupid class buying system. I've gone over my issues with like the map design. Along
I
with
mean,
all
like
the
I said, it's a good game at its core, but if they would just take these systems and straighten them out, for one, just have one currency, one grindable currency, and one paid one. Keep your Argents around, fine. But number two, stop doing the game so backwards. They sell the cosmetics for the farmable currency, and they sell the weapons in the game for the purchasable currency. That's backwards. Swap those two things, you'll fix the pay to win it. Like,
oh god, if only they'll listen, but they won't.
yeah, they're not going to do that because
You know, I think I've gone
at the
over.
end of the day, with pay to win, it tempts people to spend money.
Yeah, Shine, do you have any other grievances with the game other than it fucking sucks?
Nah, man. It's just play a better MMO. There's too many
Yeah.
other MMOs that you can literally put your time into besides Skyforge.
They're
Yeah,
literally.
and I got nothing but love
for.
for my games, but the Skyforge issues are just
I know.
nah. And I've been screaming about these for over 5 years now. Like I've been yelling about all this stuff since 2017, and it hasn't made a difference.
It's weird because like in the beginning it was cool, and then like it just got worse and worse.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at this cool MMO. What the fuck's happening? Stop. Go back. Come on, go back. Stop. And here we are.
But all right,
And
let me go ahead and give you guys a firm example of how backwards my games is. My games released one good game in the past 2 years that did everything right. That was a prime example of how their monetization with a lot of their games and things should be done. You know what they did? They dropped it. And one reason for that is I will partially blame the community because the one time my games makes a game that's properly monetized, nobody supported it. Yeah, and you're right. Warface Breakout.
I keep forgetting that they're made by My Games.
Yeah,
They're actually good.
they made a solid CS:GO clone for console, and let's be realistic, it was inspired by CS:GO. I don't think anybody's going to
Oh,
deny
of course
that.
it was. No, of course it was.
It got seasonal updates. You had to pay for the game. It had a $20 entry fee, so they gave you every battle pass free. And with that, they also made the cosmetics in the game grindable or purchasable. Hey, you can earn them by getting these little supply crates just by playing, or if you want the item quicker, you can flat out purchase it. The one time they did something right, nobody really supported it.
I completely forgot they were made by My Games. Like,
Yeah, and
those are good.
so in a way, I can't blame My Games too much for the way that they do some things with some of their games, because the time they finally did something right, nobody noticed.
Oh, we noticed.
Yeah, we noticed, but not a lot of people did. And
the fact that those were made by My Games,
yeah, like Breakout was a solid shooter.
It didn't feel like it didn't feel like a game that was made by My Games.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like that. But yeah, no, it was.
And
was
literally what they did was they stopped supporting the game, took all those maps that were inspired from the original Warface and said, oh, we're just going to throw them in the regular Warface and keep focusing on that. The Warface that does have pay-to-win mechanics and all the other BS, because that's what people show that they want.
Yep.
That's the Warface that gets all the support, love, and money.
Oh shit, okay.
But My Games, yeah, y'all do things backwards. Literally, that's the problem.
No,
and now it's not just me saying it. I have two other witnesses here telling you the same thing. So for those people and those employees that have watched my videos that swore I just wanted to go ham on My Games and Skyforge for some reason, there you go. There's some more people in the world that agree with me. So I'm just going to say that for the record.
I've had these issues with Skyforge for literally longer than Tanek.
Yeah, no, there were like I said, I've done partnerships and stuff with them for years. There was a point in time where I was being told that some employees that worked on the game just swore I was trying to just target them for no reason, and they felt like a lot of my claims were not valid.
They want to be targeted? Let them talk to me.
Bro, there's no way in hell like they can actually think that. Like, I would be like, yo, did you actually play a game? Like,
no, they didn't. That's the thing.
Scratch?
That's the thing. They don't even play
like,
their own game.
This would piss me off. Playing my own game, I'd be like, bro, this is annoying.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like
that says a lot coming from Shiny, who's a game developer right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, chat, keep that in mind too. I forgot to mention something about my two friends here. These guys aren't just nobodies. No. One's a big D&D fanatic, huge, and the other one is a game developer. So yeah, I've brought some big guns with me into this podcast, just for the record.
You know something's wrong when the game developer's like, yo, if I played this, even I would hate it. Like, that should say something.
Bro, there's just like, you have to test your own game. So imagine like playing that and testing that. With, like,
nah, dude, if I was a game tester, the second I would have got to end game, I would have been like, y'all scrap everything that's after that tutorial. Just stop. Back to the drawing board.
Oh
Go.
yeah. You know what? Let me give Skyforge one more little bonus. That little tutorial area, but what was one of the most unique areas in the game. You never see it again.
Oh yeah.
You see it just
where all the classes are modeled and everything like that.
Yep.
Another thing that they failed to take advantage of. All classes are sitting right there. Why not let people try them out and see which one they like before they go farm their lives away on it?
Yeah, like Lost Ark.
I didn't touch
Lost Ark starts up and you are able to play every class at the beginning. It's great.
Wow.
It's fucking phenomenal. You get to try out each class.
Well, at least one developer on the planet knew how to do that properly.
Well, thank God.
But all right, enough harping on Skyforge. I think we've made ourselves very clear about where we stand with that game and why.
Oh yeah.
Our second
Yeah, like
topic.
Skyforce sucks. Let's go on to something better.
Our second topic. Shiny, you have been into Final Fantasy 14. I want to know how you're feeling about it and how things have been going for you. I am very curious. Because I didn't think you were going to touch that game. I want the whole story. What happened?
I already touched it before. Like, I played it. I'm level 50 already. I played this before.
Oh.
I didn't dislike the game.
Right.
It was like, there's nothing really wrong with it, honestly.
No, 14 is amazing.
The one thing that I have an issue with so far is, like, I was going through the story, and this is like kind of a minor gripe, but like I wouldn't have known this unless I asked Cap. But like I'm going through the story, and like they give you a bunch of fucking accessories, but they don't give you armor.
Oh.
I didn't know that. So I also didn't know where to get it from. Well, besides dungeons, but you can also like use the currency you get from dungeons to buy armor for your item level. That's the shit that bothered me the most. But now I know that's like it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Their farming system for gear is great. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, Cap told me, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good because a lot of them lows I'll probably be here for years.
Yep. Skyforge, take notes, please.
Like the way how it's like, you can farm for it. I guess you can get in a drop, right? But you can also get the currency to buy it. Is that what that is?
Yep.
Is it like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, that's a really good system.
Yeah, when you get to the end game in Final Fantasy 14, there's a currency called tombstones. Every time like a new patch. Every time a new patch comes out and they release new dungeons and stuff like that. I think the name of them changes. There was one called Allegan Tombstones. There was Tombstones of like Theoretics or something. They have all kinds of crazy names. I can't remember them all. But they literally they put a cap on them so you can't farm all the gear in just 10 seconds. But they make it so you can just keep earning everything if you play regularly. And the only other thing they do is I think it's like the weapons and the chest piece will take like an extra week to farm or 2 weeks, and they cost a little bit more to currency because they increase your stats a bit more than the other parts do, or something like that. I can't remember. I haven't done endgame in 14 for so long, but their system is amazing. And to this day, I cannot wonder why other MMOs don't just copy this. Everybody wants this RNG based chance. You farm this, you farm your life away for this item and put it in your gear and hope it doesn't break. Bullcrap. Like, yeah. And yeah, Black Desert, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I could definitely get them on. Yeah, actually, yeah, especially Black Desert because you have to farm world bosses, which are on a timer.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Phantasy Star, they got the same thing in there in New Genesis. Just the only thing about New Genesis I'll give them credit for is they have a system to where if you keep adding more of the item, the chance of it succeeding will increase. So I literally just tell myself that if it ain't 70% or higher, I'm not doing it. And by the way, I literally put that in my beginner's guide. So I said it here on the podcast and I said it in my guide, so people can't say they didn't know.
Someone still will, you know it.
Oh yeah, I know. Now 14's an amazing game. I just it's like I tell Aki all the time. I got spoiled by the freaking action combat of every other game. So when I go back to 14's tab target, it's just
that took a minute to get used to. But like after I got it, oh yeah, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is though, at the end of the day, yes, it's tab target, but that system and plus the mechanics they have in that game is what makes the raiding in there a lot of fun. So I mean, I guess if 14 had action combat, it would be kind of weird at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it would. I think the tab targeting is great because it sets itself apart from the rest of the MMOs and like the genre right now.
Right.
Not a lot of MMOs do, if any, do tab targeting anymore. All of them, like you said, are action based. So it's like,
Yeah, I think the only other one's World of Warcraft.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure
Well, there might be like one or two other ones, but
that we don't know about, but like from like the ones that you like see online all the time, you know, like in Fantasy Star, um, Terra, Skyforge, all those are action RPGs
Right.
or action shit. I'm pretty sure ESO technically is a part of there.
Oh yeah,
oh
ESO's
yeah,
action combat. Yeah.
yeah, it's action combat. It again, it's one of those things that feel like turn-based, but they're not turn-based. They're
Yeah,
action.
exactly. Um, Destiny is now considered MMO, so
You know, there are people that
that
classify it as one. I don't know why. Takes a little bit more than a social hub and raids to be an MMO.
You sure about that?
yeah.
Well, I don't know. By the 2022 definition, I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, don't be sure about anything ever. Rule number one: never be sure.
Oh man. What class are you playing, Shiny in 14?
I started as a rogue, went to ninja, and now I'm playing samurai.
Oh, nice, nice. How you liking Samurai? That's what I was playing too last time I was on there.
It's pretty cool, but like I can't even tell you honestly if it is pretty cool because I've only played 3 classes.
Oh, okay.
Uh, until I play the other classes, then I will let you know. Because right now I don't know shit. I could find out that I mean I really want Dancer to be honest with you, but I could find out
Dancer
that
actually looks like a lot of fun. I think Aki even wanted to play that one.
that like I could say that this is cool right now, but then I find another class, I'm just like, yo, what the hell is my problem? It's the best shit ever.
Right.
Which usually happens quite often, bro.
Oh, speaking of classes, do me a favor. The next time you talk to Cap, right, tell him his summoner's back in Phantasy Star, by the way. I don't
I
know if he
already told him.
knows. Oh, you told
He
him?
knows that. Yeah, he played it. Um, and we're kind of having the same issues on why we aren't playing New Genesis.
Right. Actually, you know what? Tell me, because I'm curious.
It's like something to do with item level and how the story is.
Okay.
Um,
Their item level system is weird, the battle power thing. Because it's not just like a gear level, it kind of comes from everything.
yeah, it's like it's kind of janky, and I was just like, and they have obviously another version to compare it to. It's in the same fucking game. Um, and I was just like, bro, I just miss old school Phantasy Star right now. Like this is more updated, yes. This is technically better, yes. But the old one just felt so good.
Oh yeah, Fantasy Star Online 2 was it was just it was simple. You just went out, you did your missions, got gear, and you came back.
That's all I wanted, bro. I ain't want nothing complicated. I
And
just
there you guys have it.
that was
You're hearing it again. I said it was Skyforge, and now Shiny's saying it on Fantasy Star. We are MMO players. All we want is to group up with our buddies, run dungeons, kill cool crap, get
that's
cool loot,
literally it, bro.
and come back.
You just wanna play games with your friends. That's it.
Playing games with your friends? How fucking absurd.
You wanna play a cooperative game with your friends. That is the only thing that you wanna do in an MMO.
Never heard of friends before, man. Is that something new?
Like shit pisses me off.
All right.
Like I isolated in a way in Phantasy Star Online to New Genesis. Um, I just feel like I'm doing everything by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's open world, and there's so many people there, but it kind of feels so lonely at the same time. I get what you mean.
Yeah, it feels like empty. Like you'll see people run around, but like they aren't gonna help you. In comparison to like how it was like you went out into a mission on Fantasy Star, the original one, the second one,
Hmm.
and like there's like 12 people in that little queue.
Yeah.
But like you guys are doing events together, and it feels a lot more like you're a part of a group, even if
Right.
you don't
Right.
know these people.
Okay. Well, unless there's anything else you want to share about your experience with 14, we can go ahead and move on to our next topic.
Um, no, not really.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
I don't have much to say about 14 right now. I think it's like in game to really say what's up.
Okay, I'm going to switch the order of these. We're going to visit the one I want to talk about here in a second, but because I do remember that both you and Asylum have played a lot of Warframe, I am curious, how do you guys feel about the announcement of Soulframe?
I didn't even watch the trailer. I don't think.
What?
It's a
I
single player
did.
game, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a single player game.
I might have watched that trailer. Would I have been like,
Mm, that's not
So
single player.
no? So that's single player. Oh,
Mm-mm.
shit. I might have watched the wrong trailer.
Soulframe's already been confirmed as an MMORPG.
I definitely didn't see that trailer.
they must have changed it then because well, the thing that I saw about it was it's going to be a single player.
I know that there's a Black Desert like spinoff that's probably gonna be single player, right? Like
Yeah, Crimson Desert, yeah.
Crimson Desert, yeah. That's probably what I was thinking of, to be honest with you. I saw that.
Yeah, I've seen videos
But,
from a bunch of creators, even Force Gaming. They're all claiming that Soulframe's an MMO. Let me double check. Make sure if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I mean, it looks cool.
it looks cool, but
Honestly,
according to the people making it, it's going to be a lot slower paced
Yeah,
than
yeah.
Warframe.
that's fine by me.
It's
Because,
also not related to Warframe whatsoever. It's its own little separate universe compared to Warframe.
Mm-hmm.
I think
But
this would be,
it looks interesting though.
Yeah.
yeah, I think this would be a big change from Warframe.
It is. I think
Depending on how they
it's
do
one
it.
of the Warframe developers.
And what I
Which
mean by that is like how the systems are made, not how the speed is or anything like that, but like how their systems are right now in Warframe. Because if you already made a game similar to what it is, obviously you're gonna be like, let's do a couple things the same and change a few things.
Right.
So I wonder what's gonna stay and what's gonna go.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, it's a MMO. I think it's safe to assume that Force Gaming, new open world MMO by Warframe developers, Soulframe. Eric's Gaming. This was just he uploaded this less than a month ago. Soulframe, new MMO revealed, and Life. Yeah, Soulframe, everything we know, fantasy MMO.
Yeah, so I mixed it up with Crimson Desert because they just had the same set.
Yeah, I was thinking it would have multiplayer elements to it in some way, similar to how Warframe has, but I wasn't expecting a full-on MMORPG. Now, where they got that information from, I have no idea because when you look at the website and you see the trailer, it doesn't tell you what it is. So I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just told them in DMs.
Yeah.
Just so that they could get the information out.
Sure. Asylum, when you said it was single player, do you remember where you saw that at?
I thought I saw from an article from one of the devs that they wanted it to be single player.
Okay.
But then again, that's of course it's liable to change. It could very well be multiplayer. It like hell, there's not even a pre-alpha out for it yet. So
Yeah, I'll say it could be anything.
yeah, like it's still a concept, if anything.
Yeah, 10 months from now, it could end up being a racing game for all we know.
If they make it into a racing game, we're gonna have an issue.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say the whole community would be pissed.
It better be the next best Forza. That's all.
Oh man.
Now what I want is Dragon's Dogma Online again.
I will still never understand why they shut that down. Like, and the thing was, Phantasy Star is a prime example of what happens when you actually just bring the game over to the West and see how it does. I wish Microsoft would have did that for Dragon's Dogma Online as well.
It is truly depressing.
But who knows? Maybe
I mean,
Dragon's Dogma 2 will have some light multiplayer features.
I mean, maybe. I mean that.
Because I don't want to say too many because I know there are people who love their single player games and I don't want that experience.
Well, it would make sense
down.
for Dragon's Dogma 2. It would make sense for Dragon's Dogma 2 to have more proper multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Since pawns are meant to kind of be like an aspect of multiplayer. Because pawns are made by other people that you can take into your employ.
Oh yeah, true. So I mean, why not just make them playable by those other people?
Yeah, so like at that point, Dragon's Dogma 2 would most likely have some form of proper multiplayer, not just pawns.
Okay, fair enough.
Depending on whatever the story is, because so Dragon's Dogma itself, you're playing 40% of the game. Like 60% of the game got cut due to time constraints. and yeah, Dragon's Dogma is still really good.
Right.
So like, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen with Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm just hoping that we do get like a proper multiplayer feature.
Okay.
So like, yeah, soulframe looks interesting. Looks very interesting. Just from what little that we could see from like the trailer, like the outfit, the outfit design, the weapon design looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
It for a little bit looks like we might actually have like an animal companion with us. Either I don't know, probably as either a mount or just as a helpful little companion when fighting. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm really curious to see what it's gonna be like. I'm curious though to see if they're gonna put it on last gen consoles or not. And the only reason I'm curious about that is because I keep thinking a lot of games that come out are going to be current gen only, and then I ended up finding out later that they're gonna put a lot of these things on last gen. Like
They need to stop doing that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, but even the new looter shooter coming out, the First Descendant, it's an Unreal Engine 5 title. That's going to be on last gen consoles. And when I saw that, I was like, what?
I wouldn't be surprised if the last gen version is outsourced and on UE4.
Right.
Oh yeah, probably.
I feel like it's just like I'm sorry to say, and if you got an old console, it is what it is. But like, it's just a waste of space. Like, it's a waste of resources, it's a waste of time. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
they have to make. It's like making two different games essentially, because you have to worry about the like what you're able to do due to the constraints of the console. These older consoles don't have what's in the newer consoles. Obviously, they're weaker, so you have to literally like finesse fidelity and finesse putting certain assets in the game. You have to put less assets in the game, so it's literally like making a different game.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think one reason devs are trying to, I guess, stretch those consoles out a bit longer is probably because of the chip shortage of the pandemic and all that stuff. But
like, let me tell you how much bullshit that is. Like, so another secret, right? I work at a major retailer.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into the back room and saw how many PS5s on the shelf.
A lot.
13 of them.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like,
They do be getting a lot more in stock than they say, and they pick weird times to release that. Even a GameStop near me that does something like that I know of, and that's just
and
because I know the manager.
I understand having copies, having some, so that just in case, like, there's the one out of the batch that's like bad and you sell it, so you gotta replace it. That's
Mhm.
fine, but that's like 2 or 3 of them. So the
Yeah,
other 10 are like just up for sale and good, you know.
right.
So like, bro, what in the hell? You can walk in and buy Xboxes now.
Yeah,
We got
plenty.
like 5 Xbox Series X's in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can walk in and just ask
I
one.
see the Series S everywhere all the time.
So like that excuse is like, you know how many people I also know that just haven't bought a next gen console or current gen console, should I say, because it is current gen now, just because.
Yeah, and honestly, the way they're releasing the games on, they probably feel like they don't have to.
Yeah, it's like, bro, stop doing that shit.
Yeah,
Because like,
I think the devs need to finally take time and urge people to make the jump. Like there are some that are doing it.
they're about it. I mean, they a major. I think it's like Microsoft and Sony. Well, Microsoft at least was just like, we're about to stop doing that because it's like
Yeah,
it's Microsoft's the Xboxes are more readily available to the public. Like you can just go out and buy.
yeah. And Sony they officially
So
stopped making the PS4, I think a month ago. So
Yeah,
they're prepping for it too.
a month ago, and they upped the price of the PS5.
in everywhere that isn't the U.S.
They're gonna hear it about that. Ooh, the press is gonna love that one.
And they didn't rate it. They didn't raise it in the U.S. because obviously it would people that would turn people off from buying it altogether. It's like,
Oh, dude, they did it in the U.S. Freaking Xbox would win the console war hands down.
yeah, because it would just turn into, oh, pay $600 or pay $500 for the same console, basically. Because
Yeah,
they technically are the same type of console.
yeah,
So no
like
matter which way you cut it, they just have different shapes.
yeah, like the Series X and the PS5, and this is coming from somebody that has them both in front of me right now, side by side. There are little two differences, and I will tell you all this from experience, from playing a lot of games on both of them that are the same game. Really doesn't make a difference. The Series X looks slightly better on some games, and the PlayStation 5 loads some games slightly faster.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's literally it. Like, Sony has that secret sauce of that hard drive, and Microsoft got the beefiest graphics card that they could put in the Series X. And you can literally see that difference sometimes. That's literally the only difference between these two. Other than that, they are the same damn thing. And if I was not a content creator, I wouldn't own them both.
And sometimes you would literally, and by sometimes he means that you would have to literally be looking for it.
Yeah, that's literally what I did. Like I have two monitors here. I put one on one. I put one on the other, and I was like, "All right, what is so different here?" And my first two easy tests were Fortnite and Rogue Company, and then I started doing it with the MMOs. And the MMO test that made it easy for me was good old Black Desert. Played it on the PS5 and I played it on the Series X. Series X, it is a pinch cleaner. On the PS5, it loads like wow, but that's literally it.
So that's the real reason why I'm pretty sure they're not gonna increase the price in the U.S. because like it would just put their sales in shambles.
Yeah, they would be toast here if they did that, because the Series X would be a no-brainer, and because it's technically the more powerful system by a number standpoint, oh, people are going to eat that little factor up, even though it's just a number on paper, and they have no clue what it actually means.
Yeah.
Oh, the Series X has 12 teraflops. The PS5 has 10, and it's more. Oh, hell yeah. Series X, boy.
Do you know what a teraflop is? No idea.
It's a
Yep.
teraflop.
That's all. That's all it would be. But yeah, speaking of Black Desert, that'll go ahead and guide us into one of our next topics. I meant to tell you guys I've been playing it again. I finally dived back into it.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah. The last time you two played Black Desert, how did y'all feel about it? Shiny, I know you were playing it for a while. Asylum, I don't think you've touched it for a minute.
It's been a minute, yeah. Honestly, like, it's alright. Not bad, but
What?
not. I think my biggest issue with it was, I guess not really an issue. It's just that I was already playing a ton of other games that require a ton of grinding.
Right. Oh, Black Desert, oh, she's a grindy one. Oh,
Yes.
yes. She
So I
is.
think that's why I couldn't really get into Black Desert because I was already playing too many games. Like, oh yeah, you want to play this? Grind.
You want to sell more of your soul? Here, you might as well just chip off a piece for
I didn't have any more soul to sell.
you. Shiny, what about you, man?
So honestly, I really like Black Desert. Like, it's not technically the greatest because of fucking um because of like the farming thing, but like it's still a lot of fun. Like the combat just flows so well
Yeah,
that it carries the fuck out of the game.
right.
The world is also very robust, but I don't know shit about it. I just be wanting to fight all the enemies in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The
Was
only
I
thing I
fighting
know.
dire wolves last time I played? Just a fuck ton of dire wolves.
Yeah, I think so. I actually remember that.
No, wait, no, they weren't dire wolves. They were like pigs, like warthogs.
Something big and fluffy.
Actually, meaning genocide on those particular beings.
Um,
Because I couldn't join you in a dungeon because I was too low level.
Yeah, that was
that's
one
another
thing
thing. I didn't.
that
I
brought me
haven't
back
played
to it.
when they added dungeons. I haven't played since they added them.
Yeah. There's been 2 dungeons added to the game, and that's one of the first things that piqued my interest. They added one called the Altar of Blood. I believe it's a 3-man. And then they added this other one called a Traxion or a Laxion. Some weird name. I don't freaking know. And it's like a 5-man dungeon. And they've put a boatload of more classes in. Right now I'm playing the Corsair. And she's a lot of fun. And the thing that made me actually just check it out again, because I was really just curious, somebody on Twitter had sent me an article a few weeks ago saying that they finally added 120 hertz support on Black Desert to PS5. And when I saw that, you know me and my console MMO loving self, I was like, ooh, sexiest MMO out is running at 120 hertz on console. Yeah, I'm bragging about that. I'm going to be talking that big boy stuff. But yeah, I wanted to just check that update out and look at a few things. I changed my control scheme around a little bit, and the game just felt great. And I've kind of been just, diving into it off and on ever since. Simon, if you ever want to check it out again, I recommend it because they got a lot more in there, just period, than what was there the last time you played it. Class-wise, stuff to do, and just everything.
I'll check it out again one of these days. Whenever I'm not selling my soul to all these other MMOs and or RPGs that are releasing.
Gotcha.
Because there's a lot of games that I have to follow.
Oh yeah, there's plenty. But alright, we're gonna go ahead and hit our final topic for tonight. And since this is another MMO that you guys have dived in with me a lot, Tera in general, Tera console. It's already dead on PC. It's been officially shut down. In my honest opinion, I personally think the console version's next. One of the lead devs who was in charge of the console version, he's from what I know, he's started his own like company and stuff like that. They're called Challenger Games. And big shout out to them, by the way. They're working on some really cool MOBA that I can't wait to see. Sarah Monin, he's actually the community manager for them, which I think was an amazing move because that'll definitely be a great community guy to get feedback and everything for that game. But Tera, being, the kind of game it was that you guys know it as, do y'all honestly think this game deserves to be shut down? Do y'all think it deserves to die? What do you guys think? Because I personally, I love Tera. I don't want to see it go. I just think it has a few silly mistakes they need to clean up.
I think no one's fucking playing. And I don't mean that like in a disrespectful way. I just, like I said, there's so many other MMOs that other people are playing, or so many games in general that other people are playing, and it's just so old. Like people are just not interested. They don't care anymore.
Yeah, Tera is old.
Wowing people
over a decade, ain't it? If I'm not mistaken.
It's like, I'm pretty sure it came out 2012. It looked like 2012.
Yeah, it's old.
Unreal Engine 3.
Yeah, it's old. It's old in terms of video games, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it need to go, man. Like, I don't necessarily want to say that the servers need to get shut off. They probably will get shut off eventually.
I think so.
Saying, like it just, if they said that they're gonna keep the servers on, but they aren't gonna update it anymore, that's like what I would expect. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what they recently did to Godfall, which pissed me off.
Here we're gonna turn it off because it just comes down. MMOs thrive off of one thing: concurrent players. If you don't have concurrent players, then you're not doing anything.
Right.
Like, you don't have any money coming in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You can't argue with that. I don't know. It just, when it came to console, man, I was so hyped for that game. Me and a lot of the other small creators who were hyping it up with me at the time. Garland X, he was hyped about it. Nova was hyped about it. Saru, I think that's mostly how he grew and became who he is today, based off of Tera. That it felt so new to us, well, at the time at least.
Yeah.
But the thing at the time is I didn't know it was running on Unreal Engine 3. I didn't know it was so like already outdated. None of that. Like, it felt just like a.
Yeah, exactly. It felt new as hell to me. I was like, oh.
Like, when I first played that beta, I was like, yo, this is it. This is the MMO. And just, oh, man. I'll never forget when I first played that beta and touched Slayer for the first time. Oh, my God, I was in love.
Tera was good. I actually really did enjoy playing Tera. And, like, of course, like, I played on both the PlayStation version and the Xbox version.
Right.
Like we played through the story multiple times. It wasn't a bad game. It's still not a bad game, especially just on, like you said, Unreal Engine 3. You would not think it's on Unreal Engine 3.
Yeah.
It takes what it has and it uses it well.
Mm-hmm. I just think, I don't know, it needs an overhaul, a sequel, something like kind of like how that state Paladins is in right now.
Don't talk about Paladins.
It needs basically like a new Genesis.
Yeah. Yeah, it needs just some type of big upgrade. I was really looking forward to when Bluehole was originally talking about giving it a next gen version, because I was curious to see how that was going to be, because the funny thing is, I don't know what they did, but somehow on PlayStation 5 Tera runs at an uncapped frame rate, and you can play it at 120 FPS on PS5, and it's actually really clean on there. But and I just feel like if they would have just did a proper next gen port of that maybe would have. I mean, it would have looked a little better, but I don't know if it would have brought the whole world back. They did the right move with crossplay. just I don't know. That game's just missing something. It just needs some oomph.
Needs an upgrade.
Yeah.
Again, another game that I played Archer.
Yep. And Archer in that class too is amazing.
That's a very fun class.
Very fun. I even leveled one on Terra. I played that. I played Valkyrie. I think Aki even played a lot of classes in Terra as well.
Yeah, Aki did. I think I really just stuck to Archer. I was just an Archer boy.
Yeah.
Is that all you're gonna add? Just, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry. I was looking at a list of fighting game songs that all sound amazing.
Hey, Jay Craze, what's good,
anyway,
buddy?
Oh, hey, welcome, Jay. You're running a little bit late.
Word. What was I gonna say? So like Terra getting that new version, or like a Terra 2 essentially, was what it needed. But I didn't think they want. I guess they just didn't want to put that for that.
Yeah.
Which,
Sure.
to be fair, that's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
It's definitely making a new fucking game, without a doubt. That's just making a new game.
Yeah. I think going back and just upgrading everything that's in that game now would be a bit much. One other silly thing I know Bluehole was doing was they were taking stuff out of it and then putting it back in. I don't know why. Like, there was a lot of time where we got dungeons removed on the console version. I have no clue why they did that.
Make you
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, no, I don't know what that either.
Tanak wasn't satisfied once they did that. It's like,
Huh?
it was to satisfy you to know.
We're sorry we didn't satisfy you.
I don't know. I don't want to see that game die. Oh man, it's gonna kill me. Like the day they announced that they're gonna shut those servers down, especially on console, that's gonna hurt my heart. I'm not gonna lie.
that was one of the games I actually legitimately play a lot of and actually enjoy playing. Because I think my Archer had like a ridiculous crit build.
Yeah, I think so. I do remember. Yeah, Archer was one of those high crit, high damage classes. Valkyrie, definitely. There was a couple of them. Slayer was too, but I know for a fact I didn't always play it right because when I would watch videos and guides on it, people would get way more damage out of the class than I could, and I would always try and figure out how. I didn't know it was my gear. My rotation was off.
I think I can tell you. Your gems are off, buddy.
I know my gems were off. I know that for sure.
That's really all it takes is your gems. I think I had to grind for the gems that I had, but it was literally a crit build based on me being behind the enemy.
Right.
Like being they had if you were engaged with the enemy tonight, you're basically upping my crit, my chance and damage.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it was probably literally just your gems that you had on your stuff.
Okay.
I remember I didn't have a lot of HP, but I did a fuck ton of damage when I quit.
Oh yeah.
Like some of those end game raid bosses, I was doing some good damage to the health bars.
Oh, Terra.
Good game. I personally don't believe it should be shut down, but
They just, I don't know. They need to give the universe of Terra some kind of future. I really hope they do.
If anything, just if you as a company do not want to work on it anymore, give the IP to somebody else, and hopefully they can make it good.
Right.
If they don't, then we can be sad. But hey,
Alright. Well, that's going to be our last topic of the night. Shiny Asylum, was there anything y'all wanted to add on that before we go ahead and close out?
I fucking hate Skyforge. I've pretty much haven't touched Final Fantasy 14. I barely touched Black Desert. Soulframe seems super interesting. Hopefully it turns out good. If it doesn't, I'll just stick with Warframe, which I've been getting back into. Tera's a good game. I don't want to see it disappear. That's all I have to add. I'm not gonna lie.
Shiny, anything? Any last words?
Nope, not really.
All right.
Classic Shiny.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for joining us on the first episode of the DYECMOB Podcast. I do want to say special thank you to Shiny Asylum for joining me tonight. Links to all of their social media and everything will be in the description of this video, especially if you guys are watching it on YouTube. Be sure to follow us at DYECMOB on Twitter so you guys can be updated whenever we do more podcast episodes, gaming news, other fun retweets, and stuff like that. And also, my games. I do want to leave a closing comment since the Skyforge topic was probably the one we took the longest on. I know y'all are capable of better. I know y'all are capable of better with Skyforge. And that's one reason I'm going to continue to criticize that game. And I honestly hope it spins around one day, because at Skyforge's core, there's a good game there. And I just personally believe y'all are making the wrong choices with it. And now, hopefully, because you've heard it from two individuals besides myself, one's with a lot of experience in this industry, I'm just hoping somebody in that building watches this and it rings a bit of a bell. But we'll see.
I hope that they remember me and they instantly go, "Oh fuck, not him."
But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for tonight's episode. You all have a great night. I'll see y'all in the next one.